Director of Bands here at York. And on behalf of myself, oh, thank you. That doesn't require applause. On behalf of myself and Mr. Ernst, the Assistant Director of Bands, we want to welcome you to tonight's concert of Churro music. And the ensemble that you see in front of you is made up of predominantly York High School students, but we've got a couple of adults as well. And we've got some recent grads and some not so recent grads as well. And a mom of an incoming student as well, so she's a conglomerate, and Elmhurst University student as well. So a conglomerate of different ages and backgrounds, and all coming together to perform Churro music for you tonight. Churro music is originated in Rio de Janeiro, and it's been called the father of samba and the grandfather of bossa nova. And I'm an Elmhurst University grad, and came here from Nebraska for the jazz program, and so I've been steeped in jazz all of my career as a musician and as a band director, and I had never heard of Churro music. And what a shame, because it is a beautiful, beautiful music that is characterized by these ornate and elegantly shaped melodic lines, sophisticated harmonic structures, and it is just joyous, joyous music. And so to have top-notch instruction for an entire week, this concert tonight is the result of a week-long of instruction from 3 fabulous instructors that I'll introduce in a moment here, but that the students met from 1 to 4:30 each of the days of the week, and they prepared 3 arrangements and then another smaller ensemble piece that we'll perform for you tonight. But all of those pieces are written for this Churro outreach program that Julie Coyden, who I will introduce right now, who's sitting in the center here, and she is, please give her a round of applause. So, Julie is a fabulous flute player. She's a professional musician and spent a good portion of her career here in Chicago, but now resides in Austin, Texas. But this event is her brainchild, in that she has been studying and just absorbing Churro music for the past over 20 years now, and has had the inspiration to share this beautiful music with high school students and communities. And so this project is kind of the second 0.2 version of her first program, which was for the Chicago School of the Arts. And it was during a pandemic, so it was a virtual course, which again was sort of a week-long residency scenario where they did a very similar sort of presentation of this music to high school students. But this is the first in-person variation of that. And it has been a tremendous, tremendous experience for us all. Want to thank as well Vitor Gonzalez, who is here on the accordion. And he was really the primary instructor, directing the band and leading these wonderful arrangements. Vitor is a remarkable musician, resides in New York, and nominated twice for 2 Latin Grammy albums that he's performed on. So these are top-notch professionals that we had the opportunity to work with. Then in the back we have Dede Sampaio. There's Dede. Who Dede is, I'm not sure if he's a better musician or just a provider of charisma and energy. There is a tremendous, tremendous passion for music that is transmitted the very second that you meet him, and it's a wonderful vibe, and the students have responded so well to him all week. Today is a very well-known musician in the Chicagoland area. He's played with Nancy Wilson, and then there's another musician, Miles Davis, as well. And tremendous, tremendous stories that we've been able to glean from him this week as well. But this trifecta of passion and incredible knowledge and excellent musicianship and great instructors has resulted in this really a transformation in these students. I want to also just thank the students who are here. For anyone, I feel I'm just overwhelmed with the idea that I was able to talk about 50 high school students into trading 3.5 hours of their summer vacation throughout an entire week to come in for this event. After the first day, though, they were lit up with excitement about learning this music. They were all in, and so that is a testament to the remarkable teaching skills that these teachers provide. Also want to recognize Neil Alger. Now, Neil was not with us this week, but he is no stranger to Elmhurst. Neil is one of the first call guitarists in the city of Chicago, teaches over at Elmhurst University as well, has brought several of his groups, guitar students, to York High School to perform, and is just a remarkable musician as well. And he'll be playing with us tonight. I want to just thank our Music Booster organization who provided some funding for this event, and then also has some cookies here for reception afterwards. And then I will let Julie at some point, you can recognize the other contributors and first I will introduce, it is our honor to be able to introduce Councilor Jenner Belli, who is the representative from the Brazilian consulate in Chicago, and he's going to come up and just say a few words about their contribution and the vision behind this with Julie Coyden as well. So please welcome Consul General Belli.
Thank you very much. I think Director Pavlik has already said everything that I was thinking of saying, so it made my speech much briefer. And I'd like to thank, first of all, Julie Coyden. As Michael said, she was the one behind this. She came with me to me with this idea when I started my tenure as Consul General of Brazil in Chicago in 2020, the middle of the pandemic. And we believed that it was possible to make this happen. And finally, it was possible due in great part to her tenacity, as Michael mentioned. She's a very tenacious, and I think I'm a little bit too. So we were able to persuade all authorities in the Foreign Ministry, Cultural Department, to provide some funds for this event and for this program, this is just a culmination of a week-long residency program here. And also we had the support of a generous family, a Hess family, a Brazilian family that is very much interested in music. And so they also provided some funds for us to make that. I would like to thank all these partners for making this event possible and this program possible. And thank you all, the audience, and especially the kids. I think that behind this program there is the idea that we are trying to show something different for them, giving access to a different culture, different kind of music, and this will be transformational for them in the sense that they will never forget that they were able to learn a little bit of Brazil, and this will hopefully make a difference in the long run as they open their minds for different cultures, diversity in the world, and all the richness that they can find out there, beyond Elmhurst, right? But also here. So thank you so much for being here, and please appreciate this wonderful music.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. It's great to see all of you. And a big thank you to Elmhurst for having us here to do this workshop with these wonderful students. It's been such a pleasure all week long. And so we just wanted to warm you up with a little bit of some choro here. And the first one that we just played was called Vê se gostas, which means see if you like it. So I guess you did. And we're going to have a couple of originals here. And I wrote a shoro, which is called Shoro and Chicago. And I dedicated it to my first big-time shoro teacher, which was Altamiro Cahilio. He was a very famous flutist, kind of along the lines of like Louis Armstrong. Everyone in Brazil knew his name, household name in Brazil. And Choro in Chicago, it's a play on words. It means Choro, the genre, in Chicago, but also Choro also means cry, because I went to Brazil the first time in 1997, and it was sunny every day that I was there. And on the day that I drove to the airport, it started to rain, and I was like, oh, that's just, God crying because he knows that I'm like going to go back to Chicago, and I missed it so much. I was crying every day. So Choro means cry, so I cry in Chicago. And when I gave it to Altamiro, he said, oh, this sounds like a tango. And it could be because I also dance tango as well. So this is Choro in Chicago.
Julie.
So now we're going to play our third and last piece of this little quartet, and then we'll hand it off to the students. So this is a piece of mine that it kind of references a very traditional choro called Caminhando, which means strolling. And the guy who wrote this piece, this choro, is a very famous samba composer in Brazil. So I dedicated this choro to him. It's called Abraço no Nelson. It's dedicated to Nelson Cavaquinho. So it means a hug for Nelson.
We're now going to have some students join what's called a roda de choro. It's a wheel or a circle of music, of choro. And they're going to be doing a piece called Naquele Tempo. It's a very traditional piece by a composer named Pixinguinha. And we just need a few seconds to set up here. we rehearsed plenty of the music part, but we didn't rehearse any of the speaking part. So we don't know who's saying what. So we hired 2 arrangers in Brazil. The first is Ricardo Vieira, who's a very good friend of mine. He's a 7-string guitarist, and he lives in the smallest state in Brazil. It's called Sergipe, in the city Aracaju. It's very beautiful there. And so he wrote an arrangement of Gaúcho, which was by Chiquinha Gonzaga. And she was a woman composer and pianist who lived like the latter part of the 1800s. And she was a very important figure in choro. First of all, being a woman and doing all these things, composing and playing piano, and she was also spearheaded copyright laws, and she composed for the theater. She lived a very, very long life, and they actually made what's called a novella, or a series of TV programs, like a docu-series, if you will, about her life. It took place over a month in Brazil. And so it's called Gaúcho. And okay, so I'll introduce the next one when it happens. The next piece that we're going to be playing for you, or that they're going to be playing for you, is it's a medley that's called Choro Panorama 1, and it's by a arranger named Jaime Vignoli, and he lives in Rio de Janeiro, and he's a good friend of Vitor, and I've met him a few times in Rio, and actually in Toulouse, France, they have, believe it or not, a choro club, and I've met him there too. And so we asked him to write something that would show the history of choro from the very early days until modern times. So you'll hear the piece kind of shifting rhythms often because it's going into different styles that contributed to choro rhythm. And it starts with the lundu, and it goes into what's called choro novo, which is new style choro that mixes a lot of jazz and funk and other musical styles. Passing through polka, machixe, which was a dance that was popular in the U.S. in the 1920s. Anything else? Okay. So hope you enjoy. This is the premiere of this piece worldwide. Yes, it was written just for this project.
Okay, so this is the last piece of the program. I would like to say thank you for each one of these students here. Round of applause. It's been a really, really special experience to spend the week with them. And, you know, it's amazing, like, the progress they did since Monday to today. And, yeah, it was just an adventure. This is one of my favorite things to do here in this country, is teach the music from my land, from my people. And, you know, each culture has its flavors, you know, has their... Speaking of flavors, then the next song is called Receita de Samba, the recipe of samba. So getting to the spirit of the music, getting to the groove, maybe, yeah, opening up a new sensitivity to all these nuances, like how the rhythm feels different, you know. It's like, because music is much more than what's in the page, you know. What's in the page is like a gross reduction, which is really helpful for us to communicate and to make music. But there's so much more in between those little scribbles that we see on the paper, and that's what we experienced. We delved into this week, and yeah, I just want to say thank you to Julie for envisioning this and putting this together. Thanks for Michael. Thanks for the council, and thanks for everyone who's here, because after all, music is sharing, and I mean, we shared a lot of music in the rehearsal room, but it's special to share with you, and hopefully you can feel that energy that we generated this week. Thank you. So this is a very traditional choro, the recipe of samba, by a wonderful mandolin player. His name is Jacob do Bandolim, Jacob of the Mandolin. He was active during the 50s and 60s, and he's a major figure in Brazil and in this music. So yeah, Receita de Samba.
a round of applause for Julie Croydon, Pedro Gonzalez, Dede Sampaio, Neil Alger. Thank you so much. Council General Belay as well. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Everyone, this is one of 3 concerts happening in this area this summer. The next concert is the concert band, summer community band, featuring Chicago trumpet player, Chicago Symphony Orchestra trumpet player John Hagstrom as well in this spot, July 17th, Monday, July 17th, 7 p.m. And then our community jazz band on Thursday of that same week, the 20th of July, 7 o'clock. So we'll see you then. Thank you for coming out tonight. Have some cookies. Meet the musicians. Thank you so much, everyone.